Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today as we are super excited to announce some great new additions to our Stuff the Bus school supply drive, some new changes, and we're so glad that you're here with us today. As you know, our Stuff the Bus school supply drive is our Communities in Schools annual Stuff the Bus drive, where we collect school supplies for thousands of students throughout San Antonio. And we are so appreciative to our sponsors, HEB and KINS 5, for joining us in this initiative. So thank you to HEB and KINS 5. During today's meeting, you'll be hearing from two of us from Communities in Schools. My name is Felicia Sanchez, and I'm the Director of Marketing for Communities in Schools of San Antonio. And you'll also notice my email address there in case you need to get a hold of me after the meeting. And this is...
Hi, my name is Jessica Hanna. I'm the Director of Donor Relations for Communities in Schools, San Antonio.
Thank you, Jessica. And just to note, even though you're just going to be hearing from me and Jessica during today's call, we also wanted to recognize our other Stuff the Bus committee members who are also on Communities in Schools. And they are also, you've probably heard from us, and they've also helped us with all things Stuff the Bus. So just really quickly, I would like just to recognize Melissa Kazin, who is our Executive Vice President, Ilsa Cerna, who is our volunteer recruitment specialist, and many of whom you've had the pleasure of speaking to. Leanne Raleigh is our marketing and communications coordinator. David Gauna is our field manager over San Antonio and Edgewood ISD. And Sabrina Donato is a field manager with Judson and East Central ISDs, who all have been helping with our Stuff the Bus initiative. So even though you're just hearing from us too, there's other people behind us who have been supporting this initiative too. So let's get started. Just wanting to, before we start, we just kind of wanted to show you some of the stops along the way as we go throughout this presentation. We wanted to give you an overview of some of the goals. We understand that a lot of you probably watching this video are already Stuff the Bus supporters, and you've helped us for several years, and we greatly appreciate your support. And we all know that others of you might be new into joining Stuff the Bus, or just maybe new to taking over the Stuff the Bus initiative with your company or organization. So we just really wanted to quickly provide an overview of Stuff the Bus. We wanted to show the impact, thanks to supporters like you, as well as people in the community, to show how we've made an impact through Stuff the Bus and how it helps our students. We also know this year the 2020 year has been a year of a lot of pivots and trying to maneuver all of the detours as we've kind of worked along the way. So we knew that there was some detours with this Stuff the Bus school supply drive, but have no worries. We found an alternate route in order to make this year work. We're also going to want to share this year's goals. The majority of our time will be spent test driving the new Stuff the Bus fundraising page. So that way you could visually see the fundraising page and how to navigate it to yourself and easily start your own page and start helping us fundraising for our drive. And then if you have any questions, please just email them to myself and Jessica Hanna. So let's get started. So just to give you a brief overview, our Communities in Schools has held our Stuff the Bus school supply drive for over 20 years. It is one of the largest school supply drives here in San Antonio, and we are very proud of that, and it helps thousands of students. Our campaign is going to run from now, June, and all the way till the end of August. Typically, we also, in addition to having our supply drive, we have a large community-wide drive at all San Antonio HEB stores, and that allows us to actually collect school supplies at the store, and people can donate them as they are leaving HEB. And so we will announce that date as it comes closer, so be on the lookout for that. And we have several ways we collect school supplies. And in the traditional sense, this was in the past years, we've worked with you, our corporate supporters and organizations and those around the city, over 100, to have traditional drives where they actually collect school supplies from their customers, from their colleagues, and they put the school supplies in large bins. and we collect those to provide them to our students. That's one way. The other way is that HEB displays tear pads, sometimes in the months between July and August, that allows customers to simply grab a tear pad, and they can add $5, $3, or I believe $10 to their bill, and add that as they're getting groceries, and that goes straight back to the Stuff the Bus school supply drive. Our partners at KINS 5 had allowed us to have a telethon, and last year we were able to collect donations through their viewers during their afternoon and their evening news, and that really helped us provide money for us to purchase supplies. So that was amazing, thanks to KINS 5. And then also we have proceeds events where people just come along and they offer the restaurants or retail shops that say a portion of their proceeds will help Stuff the Bus. So those are kind of the ways that we have traditionally have collected school supplies over the school years. So the why do we do this? So at communities and schools, we collect school supplies for our students. And last year we collected 31 tons, that's tons of supplies, which equated to about $580,000 worth of school supplies, which is amazing. So thank you so much for your support. And how those supplies were used is that we distributed them to over 100 schools across 11 districts. And those are schools from elementary through high school. Knowing a little bit about communities and schools, we work in some of the schools that have very high pockets of poverty. So a lot of times the students don't come to school with all the school supplies that they need. And this helps thousands of students get supplies not only at the beginning of the year, but the supplies last throughout their whole school year. So the beginning, they might need the whole backpack full of supplies, but then as you go throughout the year, our students, any student at a communities and schools campus, can come into our office and get supplies, whatever they need, whether it be a notebook, a piece of pencil, or a paper, pencil, whatever they need throughout the school year, they have access. One of the things that was unique to this last school year is the fact that not only the supplies were used throughout the school year, but we all saw our students transition to distance learning. And we knew that they were going to be able to have the supplies at the schools, but our supplies were distributed to students as they made that transition. So that way they also had the tools at home as they took on distance learning. So as you see here, this is one of our staff members. She's our AmeriCorps staff members that had helped kit our school supplies into packets. So as students were picking up their free meals or as they're picking up their technology from the school, they also were given these Stuff the Bus school supply drive. That way they had the tools at home. So thank you so much for your help during this year. You came through for our students in school as well as beyond school walls. So thank you so much for that. So this year, as I was talking to you, this year has been a year full of detours really for everybody. And so as we were planning our Stuff the Bus school supply drive, we knew that things had to change. And one of the three main things that really affected our traditional drive in collecting school supply donations, physical supplies, are these three things. So one is that, as you'll see from the picture, this is kind of what our offices now look like in the last few months. Our offices are in our kids' rooms. Our offices are in a small area in our house or in the living room or in the kitchen. It's kind of wherever we are, but we knew that offices are not working at full capacity. We know that a lot of employees are still working remotely, and that really prohibits people coming together in the traditional sense and having customers or colleagues bring school supplies into your office or into your organization and put those into the Stuff the Bus school supply bins that we had traditionally provided. We knew that we were not going to get as many supplies since people are still working remotely from their homes. The other limitation to our Stuff the Bus school supply drive is that, if you remember, we collected 31 tons of school supplies. So when we collect that much volume of school supplies, we also have to equally match that with volunteers. And it typically takes hundreds of volunteers within a small window to sort, pack, and distribute the school supplies throughout our 100 schools. And as many of you know, your corporations are not allowing people to come together in large groups, and instead they're holding off on that. So we knew we were not going to be able to have these large volunteer groups, and in order for us to get the school's supplies sorted, distributed, and sent. So that was a limitation. And then the final one is that we're all making sure that we keep hand sanitizer close at hands. We're Lysoling things that we've never Lysoled before. But as we prepare for the school year, we wanted to make sure that all of our school supplies had minimum contact. That way, as we give the school supplies to our students, we know that every precaution was in place. And in knowing that and trying to minimize contact with in social distancing and minimizing contact with the product, with each other, and with social distancing, we knew these were the things that would prohibit us from having a typical stuff the bus school supply drive. But it's okay, because we knew stuff the bus is still going to happen in some way. And so therefore we found an alternate route. So we are very excited to announce our new Stuff the Bus fundraising platform. So this platform is going to allow you to continue to help us raise money for students, and our commitment doesn't change. We are still raising funds to provide school supplies, uniforms, and technology for our students in the same way. The only thing is we're just doing it a little bit different to accommodate what we're currently in our current landscape of things right now. And our goal for this year is $300,000. And the reason why we came up with that goal is because we have about 100 schools that we're going to go into in this upcoming school year. And we're trying to provide each school with $3,000. So 3,000 times 100 schools, that gives us to this year's goal of $300,000. Okay. So now you're probably wondering, I'm excited about this. Now I really want to see this new fundraising site. And that's what we're here for. We think it's best to give you a visual of what the Stuff the Bus site is going to look like. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and provide a test drive. So that way you know how to navigate through the site, as well as learn how to navigate the site and then create your own registration page. So that way it's simple for you to do. And Jessica, are you able to see my screen still? Yes. Okay.
Not yet. I'm sorry, I was muted.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Okay. Are you able to see that, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is what our new site looks like. And as you'll notice, all you have to do is go to stuffthebus.cissa.org. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk you through the homepage just so you can kind of get familiar with it. After that, I'm going to show you how to register. We're going to close out the register and then also show you a dashboard so you can kind of see how to navigate through your own page. And then I'm going to show you how your supporters or anybody can actually find your page. So let's get started. So this homepage, you'll notice that our Stuff the Bus campaign goes from June the 10th through August the 31st. So at any time beginning today through August 31st, you're welcome to join at any time. So feel free to jump right on in. You'll also notice here that we provide a little bit of information about our Stuff the Bus school supply drive, and we're just explaining to everybody about why we've kind of changed formats and the fact that we have changed things into this new year because of COVID. Sorry about that. And so you have a little bit of information there. We also provided some information about why giving. You know, this year we've all seen the effects of job furloughs and job losses. And at Communities and Schools, as I mentioned, we serve students who are living in high pockets of poverty. Knowing the recent job losses and the furloughs, we anticipate this school year to have a really big need. It has been always a big essential for our families and students, but this year we know they're going to rely on us even more. And so you also notice that you have our goal of $300,000 for 100 schools. And then you also see our great little thermometer here that shows us our progress toward our goal. So as we go along the days, we're hoping this guy goes up. And then also for people who don't know a little bit about Communities and Schools, we included a little bit of information here, sharing how many schools we're in, as well as our districts. But for all of you who know about Communities and Schools, the Stuff the Bus School Supply Drive is just a small area of what we do. It allows us to provide basic resources to students as they begin their school year. It allows us to see, we know that you need basic needs like school supplies, but what else do you need? Do you need uniforms? Do you need help with food? food, knowing how food has been very hard to come by around these days? Do you need help with tutoring? What can we help you with to be engaged in distance learning in your classroom and those type of things? We also provide counseling and things around social emotional needs and non-academic barriers. So just a little bit about communities and schools there. And then as we go down the page, you'll see some pictures of our kiddos, and then you'll also see some of our supporters as they come in and make their donations, as well as top donors. You can kind of go through here. And again, this is very early on in our page, so we're hoping that this kind of populates as we go. You'll notice that there's 3 ways to join this fundraising initiative. You could either 1, create a team, which I'm about to show you how to do. You could 2, become an individual fundraiser. This is if you would like to create your own page, say it's your birthday, and instead of getting birthday presents, you decide to ask your friends and family to donate to our cause. And the other way is just to make a quick donation. So those are 3 simple ways. The other one thing that we wanted to show you is we really wanted to show you how your donations can stretch for our students. And so there are kind of 7 different, we kind of put 7 different ways and donations you can provide. You can provide any donation at any time. You could customize your donation to whatever you want, but we wanted to show you how your donations can stretch. So for $20, that really provides the school supplies to get a pencil pouch or a pencil box and really fill that pouch up with the school supplies that our students needs. Maybe it's also 2 pencil pouches, for 1 at school and then 1 at home. You also see a backpack allowing us to provide, purchase the backpack and fill the backpack with everything that a student needs. And during working with our students, we also know that there's siblings in the house also needing school supplies. So for about $100, you could provide enough school supplies for a pair of siblings. We've all seen the need for technology during this time. It's almost become a necessity for our students as they go through distance learning, and we feel like it's still going to be something that they need. So for $300, you could place technology in our students' hands, many of them having to share technology with siblings at home. So this allows them to have more access. For $1,000, you could provide school supplies for a whole classroom, and for $3,000, you could provide school supplies for the entire school campus, allowing any child to stop into our office and get what they need whenever they need it during the school year. And hey, there's the other one, $5,000. Why not stuff the bus? That is the name of our school supply drive. So stuff a bus filled with school supplies. So these are just some of examples of how your school supplies can really stretch. On the bottom, you'll notice some areas that show you how to share this event through your own Facebook page or your Twitter account, which is great. And then you'll see some recent activities where people have joined teams, creative teams, or even gave donations. And it's really exciting to see as this kind of changes. And on the bottom, you'll also notice if you have any questions during anything at any time, please contact Jessica or myself. Here's our email addresses, and we will get back to you within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. And you'll also notice this little statement here below. It just tells people that, at communities and schools, we've done our Stuff the Bus school supply drive, and you're entrusting us to use the funds based on what's needed most for our students and the supplies that they need. So this could include things like school supplies, technology, as we've seen the use of Chromebooks needed for our students, as well as other tablets and uniforms that they need throughout the school year. So this is just a quick little statement on that, and as we are good stewards of our Stuff the Bus school supply drive money. So now I'm going to go up and I'm going to show you how to register. So just in case if you see, there's 2 ways you can kind of point to registration. One is here on the menu options on the top, but another one is right here, right underneath the thermometer. So all you're going to do is you're going to hit register here, and this is going to take you to our registration page. You just simply click register as a fundraiser, boop, and then you're going to enter in your email address. So I'm just going to create a sample, which is stuffthebus@cissa.org, and then you say continue. And then I've done this before, so I'm just going to log in with my account. You'll notice you could log in with your Facebook account, or maybe through your Gmail or Google account, but I'm just going to log in the old-fashioned way. Log in. Okay, and then it says, what would you like to do? You could either join a team, create a team, or continue as an individual fundraiser. If you're wanting to join the team, this assumes that you already know your company or organization's name. So if I knew that my team was already created, I could say join a team, and then I could simply find them here. So if I wanted to join, for example, one of these teams, it's going to list The team's there and I could simply join them. If I wanted to create a team, and that's what I'm going to be doing because I know that my company or organization has not yet joined, I'm going to go ahead and click this button, create a team. And in this field, you could put your organization name or your company name, in which for this example, I'm going to say it's called Terrific, oops, if I could spell that, Terrific Tomatoes. I love tomatoes. And then with my fundraising goal, let's just say I'm excited and I'm going to say that we're going to raise $10,000 as a team. And again, we can always change this, but this is for what I'm wanting to set it right now. I'm going to say continue. This is where I include all my information, and this could be your company's information, your organization's, or your personal. Put that on there. Since I'm going to be joining a team, you'll notice this statement here. Anybody who's creating the team is going to be assumed as a team captain. This could always be changed later if you want to change responsibilities. Maybe you want to give this to your marketing department or your communications department, so that way they can own the page. But for this purposes, you could just put in your information, and again, we could change your team captain, or you could change your team captain, but we need some type of personal information. You'll also notice after I fill in my information, it's going to be asking for a fundraising goal. It's going to assume that since you're creating your team, and in my examples, the Terrific Tomatoes, it's going to say, hey, don't you want to also help fundraise for your own team? What is your personal fundraising goal? So even though my team's fundraising goal is at $10,000, I might say that I want to raise $3,000 because I want to help a school campus. So $3,000. Then it's going to ask you if you would like to kick off your fundraising efforts and making a donation. So I might say that I personally want to, spend $100 and put in my credit card and make a donation toward my team. But let's just say I don't have my credit card handy right now. No worries, just leave this blank. And then it's going to ask you about matching gifts. As many of you know, your corporations do offer matching gift programs. If you know that, just click this right here, and it's going to ask you your matching company, which in my case, this would be maybe the Terrific Tomatoes. And then I know that my company, and something just as an example, if my goal is, if I want to give $100, I know that, that my matching gift would be 50%. So I would maybe say my Terrific Tomatoes would match 50%, and I would put $50 here. But let's just say I don't know that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck that. But many of you do offer matching gift programs, and it's a great way for your donation to be stretched. And then it's going to say about a waiver. So I mentioned this. It was on our homepage. This is just saying that you entrust communities and schools to direct your gifts where they're needed most for school supplies. So I'm going to check that. And again, if you have any questions along the way, here's our contact information down here, Jessica and Felicia, myself. You're going to click continue. It's asking me to email again, and sometimes that happens. So all you have to do is I'm going to put stuff the bus. Sometimes it just happens like that at cissa.org. I'm going to put in my password, log in. Okay, so this all has my information. I say it, I accept the waiver, continue. Okay, now this is a registration. This is our registration billing, but don't let billing confuse you. So you'll see that I'm Felicia, and I'm the team leader of my company, Terrific Tomatoes, and it's going to say a fee. During this, nobody's going to receive a fee. There's no fees for joining and being a fundraiser for our Stuff the Bus School Supply Drive. But had I decided that I was going to go ahead and give $100 toward Stuff the Bus, I could put that information here at $100, and then it would give me a total. But I decided not to do that, so that's fine. It's just going to say zero balance, and then I'm going to say complete registration. Okay, that's it. You just successfully created your own fundraising team page. And that's as easy as if you wanted to get it done and have it complete. But many of you like to customize your own pages. So I'm going to show you. So at this point, your registration is complete and you are actually live and have your own fundraising platform. Sorry about that. Let me just exit that. Okay. So at this point, we're going to click your fundraising dashboard. And this is really going to be like the dashboard of what you're how you registered. So I'm going to go through the widgets down here as well as what's going on right here. But just to address this blue bar right here, good thing about our platform is that you're able to connect your Facebook page with your Stuff the Bus school supply drive page as well, your fundraising page. So if you connect the two, you just simply connect here and it will be a Facebook fundraiser that you're able to see on your own page. The other thing that makes it really cool about to do this is that it's going to show your own personal thermometer on your Facebook page, whether it's for your team or for yourself. So people can make real, like, lifetime donations on your Facebook page, and it'll go to your efforts. It's going to come right back to Stuff the Bus. So this is a great way if you'd like to get social to do that. So what you want to do is, if you're interested in customizing your pages, you're going to go right here. And your first thing I'm going to show you to do is how to customize your company page. So if this is your company, this is the page that you're going to be given, and we've already provided some default information in here. Again, you can customize this or decide not to, but I'm going to show you how to customize it because it's super easy. Right here, anything that you can customize, you're going to be able to, I'll show you what you can customize, but let me show you how to do this first. This is what we call the avatar. So all you have to do is, if you want to change your company picture to your logo or maybe a storefront or whatever, you can. So since mine is called the Terrific Tomatoes, I'm going to put a tomato in there for my page. And it says, I'm done editing. And then you could also edit this where it says our team fundraising page. You could leave it like that, or if you wanted to customize it, you could put, you know, Terrific Tomatoes. Terrific Tomatoes team fundraising page, and do update. You'll also know, you'll also see this save button as well, because as you make changes along, it's going to ask you to save. Then on this, the next box is going to ask you, maybe share your story about why you're fundraising to help communities and schools. So it doesn't have to be super complicated. It could just say, help, like maybe you could say, help us raise money for students in need of school supplies. It could be something simple as that. And then you say update. And then you'll also notice on your page that it says who's on your team, which, since I'm the team captain, you'll notice that I'm part of the Terrific Tomato team. And then you'll also see this amazing thermometer. So again, this is the team goal. My company, Terrific Tomatoes, is shooting to achieve $10,000. Now you could also change this amount in your dashboard. If you meet this goal, you're welcome to make it higher, or however you want to do it, but you could definitely change this along the way. And it'll ask people if they want to donate, and it's just saying that I'm a team member. So you'll see this. The other thing about this thermometer that makes it really unique is that in case you want to embed this thermometer on your own company website, so in my case, if I had terrifictomatoes.com, and I don't know if that's a website, but if I had my own website, I can go, there's instructions on how to embed this thermometer on my website. So that way, as people go to my website, they can see that I'm helping communities and schools, and they could see my achievement toward my goal, which is really cool. Then over here, you're going to see, like, not everybody might not know who Communities and Schools is and what the Stuff the Bus School Supply Drive is. And therefore, we made it easy. We went ahead and just like populated this box for you so people can know more about this initiative. You're welcome to change the verbiage by clicking this little gear right here to edit it, but we just made it easy for you. You'll also show the recent activities, so you could see how when team members join or as they donate. And you'll also see your supporters, like who recently made a donation, and then also some of your top supporters who are making big donations. And what we felt it was really important is for people to understand like how small donations can make a big impact, as well as big donations can make a big impact too. So you'll see the same kind of widgets that we used for our for the homepage. One of the things you'll definitely want to customize is this guy right here. So as you'll notice, people are going to be going to your team page. So if they have any questions, it would make sense for them to contact you. So again, you're going to just hit this little edit button, and it could say anything you wanted on here, but this would be a great opportunity to provide people with your point person, your team captain's contact information in case they have questions. So it could say contact, you would just insert your name here, include your phone number and your email, and then all you have to do is simply click update. And that's it. Once you're done, you'll see this blinking button right here. It says save page, which we want to do that. And then that's it for your team page. So again, this is kind of like your company or your organization's team page. So now I'm going to go back to the fundraising dashboard, which is up here, fundraising dashboard, and then I'm going to create my own page. So if you are a team captain, you are also going to be given your own fundraising page, because it's going to assume that as part of the team that you're going to also help fundraise for this initiative. Now, if you don't want to share your own fundraising team, like if your own fundraising platform, instead, if you want to focus on your team page, you don't have to share this link, which I'll get to, but you don't have to share your personal page. You could just focus on your team page, and that would simply be fine. But in this case, I'm going to assume that I'm going to want my own personal page to be part of my company, the Terrific Tomatoes. And what I could do is I could upload my own avatar. So you'll notice that it's Communities and Schools, first Communities and Schools, Stuff the Bus School Supply Drive. I am part of the Terrific Tomatoes. And then I'm going to change my profile pic because this is my page, and I'm going to go ahead and pop in my headshot so people know it's me. I'm going to say I'm done. Here again, you could go through my personal fundraising page. So I might say Felicia's birthday fundraising page. And then again, I could click this widget right here and tell my story and say, hey guys, instead of birthday gifts, please help me fundraise for the Communities and Schools fundraiser, something like that. And then you could update it there. You'll notice again, this is more about Communities and Schools in case people don't know what our Stuff the Bus School Supply Drive is. You don't have to worry about communicating that with them. It's all there. These also are also the same to show, you know, your supporters. And in this case, it would be my friends and family who are, instead of giving birthday gifts, they're giving me donations toward this. And if anybody wants to join my team, they can, but on personal pages, you'll probably see more of the supporters, but you can include, you'll see information here. And then again, it also shows as people go to my birthday page, they're able to see like, hey, what kind of donations could they contribute and how it would help our Communities and Schools students. And then again, this is a guy that you won't want to forget to update, or you could also hide. If you don't want to share this, you could click this little icon here and it hide it, but it provides them the information about you. So if this is my birthday page and if people had questions on it, I would say, hey, contact Felicia, and giving my information. So that's all you really have to do to create your own page. I'm going to hit save page right there, and I'm completely done, which took a matter of minutes to complete to create my page and my regular page. So now I just wanted to go back to our fundraising dashboard just to kind of show you some of the navigation and what capabilities you're able to do after create your page. These are great resources. They're completely optional, but we made it super easy for you to take advantage of things. So let me show you something really quick. So as you look at your dashboard, one of the things that is going to be really important to you is maybe changing your URL. So right now, the page, you could create your own page, and it will say stuffthebus.cissa.org event, and then it's going to have some coding at the end. But if you wanted to create something kind of fun, you could simply click this button, edit URL, and put Felicia. I could just put Felicia B-Day for my birthday bash. And then I would say save URL. And now I just created a unique URL for my birthday. And then same thing for my team page. Remember, I had created my company as the Terrific Tomatoes. So I could send at the end, I could say Terrific Tomatoes. And then save URL. And now I just created links to my own personal page as well as my team page. And in order to share that, all I have to do is say copy, and just copy that from here and insert it into an email or my social media and direct people directly to my page. Again, if you do not want to share your own personal page and you're just a team captain and you just want to be part of your company or organization's team pages, all you have to do is just share your team page, your link for your team page, and not necessarily share your fundraising page if you wanted to go that route. The other widgets I kind of want to show you, which are super helpful, is send a fundraising email. So now that you created your own page, what better way to start getting donations than by sending an email? So we've made this super easy for you. You don't even have to create your own email. We did it. So what you're going to do is you could just title anything. You could title this anything. So you could just say, I would like to title this Stuff the Bus. And then you would choose a template, which we've already created. So there's different templates that you could choose from. You could say from the participant, which is from me. You can ask others to join your team. You could say, this is an email from me and I want to ask people to donate. Or since I'm the team captain and I know that there's been donations to be made, I can thank people for making their donations. In this case, since I just made my page, I want to ask people to join my team. So I'm going to click this and voila, there is an email that already populates here for you. It's going to be customized based on the information that you've already plugged into when you're registering for this event. And we've already made it easy. So as you'll see, you don't even have to put your name. It includes information that you've already plugged into the system. Then it's going to say, okay, well, who do you want to send this to? And then I'm just going to put in a sample email, fsanchez@cissa.org. And then it says, don't forget to, if you have many email addresses, you're going to separate it by a comma. You could also upload a mailing list if you have an Excel chart or Excel spreadsheet that you have full of email addresses. You could do it there. And then it's going to ask, well, when do you want to send it? You could do it immediately when your goal is reached. Say you want to contact all of your donors after reaching your goal, send it on a specific date. Maybe you want to send it on Thursdays, or maybe like you want to send it every Thursday. That's up to you. But for this case, I'm going to say I'm going to send it immediately because I just created my page and I'm excited. So I'm going to say save and preview the email, and it's going to show you, a little bit about how your email is going to look, which I think this looks great. And then you're going to scroll on the bottom. You could either make changes or send email, and I'm going to go ahead and send my email now. So after that, it's going to take you back to the dashboard, and you're going to be able to see I just sent one other email to my donors. Now again, on the dashboard, if you go, okay, email your donors. If you want to go to email your donors, there are 3 other templates that we included. So again, if you click on these are already going to be populated for you. So that way it makes it super easy for you to do your own emails without even having to type your own email. We made it super easy for you. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard because I just sent an email to my supporters asking them to join me in my efforts. You could click this to share the event on your Facebook page. You can click that one. You could also add, well, this one you don't really need to worry about that. You won't need to be adding anybody. We've kind of deactivated on the platform, so you don't need to worry about this widget. And then if you want to see all your donations, who's come in, you can look at it here, and it'll show again. This is my personal goal of $3,000, and you'll be able to see who's come on offline, online, and offline. And some unverified. So some of these just kind of relate to donors who have said that there's a matching gift, but we have not yet confirmed that matching gift. So it's just a way to kind of see things. The other thing that you'll want to look for, let me go back to the dashboard. The only other thing I wanted to point out on this actually is my registration. So if you go to my registration, in case you need to change anything, you can do this on this panel here. You're also going to see permissions. So this you're giving us permission to show your name as on our Communities and Schools Facebook page, the stuffthebus.cissa.org. And it's allowing us to contact you, as well as allowing us to see when you do something great with your team, whether there's a donation or say if there's any participants that come to your team. It allows us to see that in real time. And then also this platform we're using is called QGive, and they give really fun little badges to you as you kind of work along things. So you'll see that this badge is awarded to anybody once their fundraising goal is achieved. You'll see another one that's for a top fundraiser for anyone who raises the most funds. Whenever you complete your profile through those customizations, again, that's optional, but it gives you a badge for that. And then you also see the team fundraising leader, so somebody in your team that does over and beyond, and then the team that has the most donors. So those badges will be activated as you reach those goals. So those are kind of interesting. So then really that's pretty much it. If you look at the dashboard, you can kind of work around it. It's really intuitive, and it allows you to kind of make some changes along the way. You'll also notice I just clicked the Our Team button right here, and it allows you to view your team page. If you want to ask others to join your team page, if you decide to change teams or leave a team, those are options right there. So in this case, I am done building my own team page and my own personal page. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and log out of here, And then I'm going to show you, after you did that, now you're going to send out your email, and people are now going to try to figure out, well, how do I find your page? So if you go back to our home site, which is here, now this would be when somebody is looking for your team in order to make a donation. In order to do that, they could either do the search bar right here to find your company, or they could say search for an organization here, or they could click the donate. So let's just say I click the donate now. What I could do is it says, okay, well, how would you like to donate? You could either donate to the event, which is the communities and schools overall goal, like the event itself, or you could click here and find a team. So as you'll notice, if I recruited people for the Terrific Tomatoes, they can select Terrific Tomatoes, and now it's going to my team. And then these are the donation amounts that we kind of suggested. So those are all listed here. It asks them if they have a matching gift through their employer. They fill out their information here. We also ask them, hey, what inspired you to give today? A lot of times we like to ask this question just to see, like, maybe it was through word of mouth or something that inspired them. It's always good to hear feedback from our team. This is optional, from our donors, I mean. And then it asks them their privacy information about what we can share on our website, and then their billing information, and that's done. But say that they don't click the donate button. The other way that, as I mentioned, they can just hit the search button right here, and it acts the same way. So we'll say who you want to find for. So I know I want to look for the Terrific Tomatoes. Just type that, and there's my team. Or if they know, if they're attending my birthday bash, maybe they just want to say Felicia, and then they could click my team right here, and they could view my personal fundraising page. So we make it really easy for people to find your team on our site, so they can easily help you and start donating for your organization or for your personal page. So other than the home page, this is the other register here, so they can either click that. We just made 2 buttons in case people don't see this one down there. You'll also see our 2020 supporters. So as people click this one, you're able to see a leaderboard, and then again, this is still early on, and you'll also see like how our teams are able to be seen, like for who has helped us raise money. So as you can see, here's Terrific Tomatoes, as well as some other supporters who's joined. Thank you so much. And then now I'm going to give it to Jessica Hanna, who is going to be talking about how we've made it easy for you to easily have your own Stuff the Bus school supply drive and some toolkits that she's prepared. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. All right, take it away, Jessica.
Okay, thank you so much, Felicia. And I want to say thank you so much for all of our Stuff the Bus supporters. We appreciate your leadership and your support for this campaign. And so this page is dedicated to just providing you with additional resources and tools that can help you lead a successful campaign. So to scroll down here, you'll see, I'm going to click the top where it says Fundraising Toolkit. And then when this webinar ends, we will upload it here in this section in case you'd like to review it as a refresher, or if you'd like to share it with others that are interested in getting involved. But as a team captain and a fundraiser, your goal is really to engage and inspire others to give. And so you'll see on this page, there's 6 steps to leading a successful campaign. And a lot of that Felicia covered and did a great job kind of incorporating some of the tools that you can use. And so you'll see step 1 is creating a team or individual name and a page. And so you'll want to select a name that tells us who you are. Number 2 is to set a fundraising goal that's a stretch. So after this call, if you participated in the 2019 Stuff the Bus, we'll share the in-kind value that you collected last year, and maybe you can use that as a benchmark to set this year's goal. So again, our overall goal is to raise $300,000 with hopes to provide $3,000 to each of our 100 campuses. And so the top supporter last year actually collected about $50,000, which means they were able to supply for about 17 schools. So we want you to create a fundraising goal that you're comfortable with. And if you meet your goal early on, I encourage you to raise the bar. So Step 3 is to personalize everything. So as Felicia mentioned, it's really easy to customize your page. And so it's important to share why this cause and this initiative is important to you, as people will donate when they understand why. And so again, we have some templates already in place. So if you don't have much time to customize, no problem. You have a good template to use. But if you have the time to spend a few minutes, customize your page, and it'll really allow your supporters to connect with you. Step 4 is to spread the word. And so you'll want to tap into your email network as well as your social media network. And so again, we have some great tools that you can use, copy and pasted. And we encourage you to have that regular communication with your network. And so you can invite people to join your team or simply just make a donation that benefits your team. Step 5 is to ask more than once. So, we know that people get busy and sometimes they forget that you've asked for help. And we know that sometimes it may feel a little odd asking for donations, but we want to remind you that it's simply an invitation to give and to support students. And so regardless of the dollar amount, we want to just invite others to support the cause. And so have that regular communication with folks. And then every email or message doesn't necessarily have to be a direct ask. It could be educational, so you can share information about communities and schools or your connection to CIS. And then you can also provide a small link at the bottom of your email. And then the last step is to thank your donors. So we'll have an automatic thank you message that goes out to our donors, but we encourage you, if you'd like to send a personal note, then do that. You can send an email or post a video or share a spotlight on social media. Everybody loves to feel appreciated and recognized, and so we encourage you to thank your donors as they come through. So I won't go through each of these pages, but I want you to know that these are live links. And so this one is the sample email messages that are preset on your dashboard. The social media tips, I'll show you this page. So you'll notice we have a presence on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And so as you post on social media, make sure to tag us because we'd love to repost some of your content. And also use the hashtag StuffTheBusSA. So that's what we'll be using throughout the summer. And you'll see we have some preset templates you can use for Facebook and Twitter. So if you'd like to get started today, it's an easy way just to copy and paste this onto your page. So this is a good tool to share with your marketing team if you're connected to a company. That way you make their job a little bit easier as well. And then this section talks about telling your story and keeping the momentum going. So sample posts or types of posts that you can create. And the last section is on sharing the CIS story using videos. So if you go to our YouTube page, we've got some great content that features our students as well as our staff. So we encourage you to share those videos out just to inform others about the successes of communities and schools, how we partner with organizations in the community, and it's great feel-good stories as well. So you'll notice this one on the left just is a great snapshot, and it's a doodle that kind of shows who we are in a brief few minutes. So these are resources that you can use as part of your social media pushes. And then we talked about, Felicia mentioned matching gifts. So you can go to this page to learn more about how to submit that. So of course, if your company offers a match, you'll want to make sure to add that information to your page because employees and colleagues will be more likely to give if they know that they can maximize their gift. And so let's double the impact by promoting those matching gifts. You can also customize your page, which Felicia showed. So on this page, you'll find the sizing that's required for the avatars, as well as how to embed your fundraising thermometer on your website. So it's really cool. You can go to Communities and Schools website, cissa.org, to see our thermometer there, but you can put it into your own employee portal or your website or on social media. So this link tells you how to do that. And then these last 3 links are some tools that our partner QGive developed to help kind of guide individuals on how to create their team, navigate the page, and some additional fundraising tips. So those are available to you here as well as in your dashboard under the resources section. So this last part is just kind of having fun with the fundraisers. So these are some ideas on how to help raise team donations. So kind of suggesting a friendly competition among team members. If you have incentives that you can offer for participating, we want to keep this fun and exciting. So be creative as you'd like to be. So that's all for this page, and I believe that ends our training. So we want you to know that we appreciate your commitment to communities and schools and the students we serve. We want to thank our sponsors, KINS 5 and HEB, for your support as sponsors, and we want to thank all of you for watching this webinar and for supporting us as we equip our students with the tools they need to be successful. So if you have any questions regarding this webinar or how to set up your page, please feel free to contact myself as well as Felicia. We'll be available to respond to emails, and we're making it our best practice to respond within 24 hours. So know that we are here to support you. So if anything else, Felicia?
Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you to all of you for making this possible and really supporting our students.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.